JB, it's time to dive straight into it. I think that's a perfect segue with the poll question about DeAndre Hopkins. Unless you guys have been laying underneath the rock, DeAndre Hopkins yesterday, officially got traded to the Titans. 2-year deal. It's official. He'll be teaming up with that bad man right there, Derrick Henry. And this is all everyone's been talking about the last 24 hours in the sports world. We got to dive into it right now, JB. I mean, how do you feel about the trade? You like it, you love it, you hate it. As a Colts fan, who obviously we play in the AFC South, the same division, it doesn't bother me one bit. And let me explain real quick. Do I think DeAndre Hopkins still has some plays left in the tank, some gas left in the tank? I do. Last year, he had about over 700 receiving yards, and we got to remember that he missed the first few games due to suspension for taking PEDs. So to still get 700-plus receiving yards with a quarterback in Kyler Murray who was pathetic last year, then he got hurt. So, DeAndre Hopkins didn't have much of the quarterback position, and to still get over 700 receiving yards on a shortened season is impressive. I think, again, he's a guy who he's probably just outside of his prime, but he still has really good hands, size, he's big. He's never been a guy who could separate in terms of route running ability. So that's never been his thing, even in his prime. But I do think he'll add some value to the Titans. But you guys got to remember, they were 7-10 last season. 7-10. You think a wide receiver who's outside of his prime is going to do what? Add 3-4 wins to the column? I don't see it. If anything, he'll add one more win to the column. The Titans have a lot more issues than just the receiver position. And starting at the main position, which is quarterback. They don't know. I don't know if it's Tannehill, if it's going to be Will Levis, it's going to be Malik Willis. I don't know what's going on at the quarterback position. And to me, that's the bigger question mark for the Tennessee Titans if they plan on getting back afloat, becoming the leader in the AFC South and making the playoff run. So it's not a diss to D-Hop. I think he still has a lot of talent left. I think he'll add some value, make some big-time plays. I just don't think it'll ultimately do anything to the Tennessee Titans as a full team in their success this season. That's where I'm at, JB.
Yeah, I think New England dropped the ball. New England's really, really hurting right now. They're really struggling. They're probably really, really pissed. But Belichick, I know because of the GM mindset that he has, one of the better GMs in football as the head coach. Him and Pete Carroll are the two GM/head coaches, even though Pete's title doesn't reflect it. He is the GM. Let's make no mistake about it in Seattle. Belichick runs the day-to-day in New England. Here's the issue I have. Do you know, Big Smitty, what the biggest offer D-Hop had prior to the Titan offer?
I don't know that.
$4 million. $4 million was the most anyone had offered him in the NFL. He tripled it in Tennessee. Here's the issue I have. I'm gonna dive into it with a whole new perspective and get in deep with it from the coaching and the old man on the porch yelling. Here's the issue with it. $4 million. Everybody in the league that was interested offered him, New England included. I thought New England would have been the best fit for him with Bill O'Brien. Mac Jones is going to be on the rise with a real offensive coordinator this year underneath Belichick's tutelage. But we don't have those guys anymore. Even though D-Hop's been in the league a while, he's still D-Hop. At the end of the day, he's still a guy that's going to get cracked for PEDs. He's still going to be the guy that does stupid shit. Here's the issue I have. You don't go to the Tennessee Titans just for the money at this stage in your career after you have been given a lifeline by the NFL for allowing you to continue to be in the NFL after you've already been cracked and suspended and basically missed the season in totality. Go win. So you're taking the money. I get it. I'm going to hear all the young heads, gotta take the bag, get the bag. OBJ just did that in Baltimore. You're going to see him falter and flounder as well. D-Hop is going to have an incredibly horrible year in Tennessee because this is what happens when no one wants to talk about it. When, God forbid, pound on wood and knock on wood, that Derrick Henry finds out his wheels have fallen off and he is aged tremendously quick when we see him this year, and you're going to be like, damn, he's not really the guy we thought he was anymore. Because of this league, that's why they don't pay running backs. They age overnight. Derrick Henry's aging in front of your very eyes, just like Saquon Barkley is, just like why no one pays running backs and why you see wide receivers market go up like it has, even though D-Hop was only offered $4 million by 6 other teams. Tennessee said we need a guy because our GM got fired last year because we traded away AJ Green. He goes over to AJ Brown. He goes over to the Eagles. They go to the Super Bowl. So I got to replace him with a receiver. Well, guess what? An aging D-Hop is not the guy to replace AJ Brown with. And that's what you've done. And you've overpaid. And you're going to find out that when you stop Derrick Henry, you're the only guy on the fucking field that can get any type of can find his own route at any given time. Well, he used to be able to do that. I want to see if he still can. Can he run any route on the football field and get the ball? The answer is no, because I do like Tannehill for the fact that I think he's very, very underrated. I think he does what he has to do on a team that is built like they are. Having said that, he's not the guy, though. If the run game stops Big Smitty, where he's just going to go out and dissect the coverage and find one receiver on the football field when they start double teaming DeAndre Hopkins, if he becomes worthy of a double team, I don't even think he's that good anymore. But I do not like it. Derrick Henry goes down, that team's done. Just like Saquon in New York, I think D-Hop is overpaid. I think his better years are behind him, and I don't think they have the dynamic QB to make things happen. And if you want to throw Malik Willis in the mix, I think you're really going to even be worse. Now you're going to just be running around with a chicken with his head cut off out there. I think Tennessee's in a bad spot. I watched ESPN this morning and heard people talk about how good this move is, and I'm sitting there like, I don't see the good move. I think it's a bad spot for D-Hop. I think he should have went to try to win somewhere. Instead, he's going to chase the bag and kind of walk off into the sunset as a loser and having never won anything. You've already been in Houston, homie. Like, why don't you go figure it out? Go somewhere where they win. I just don't get it. It's not the mentality anymore. Hey, no knock on them. Go get your money. But that's what you're going to end up being. You're going to be into overpaid wide receiver that never wins.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll be fine with that. At the end of his career, when he looks at his bank account and he counts up all his dollars and money that he made in the not for long league, I'm sure he'll be fine with the being called the overpaid receiver that doesn't win. You got to get your bread, because if not, especially in the NFL, it ain't too much guaranteed contracts and guaranteed dollars. So you got to get that bread, number one. So
here's the thing, though. See, that's the issue with me, and that's the difference between you and I. I wouldn't pay him that money. He already shit on my league and my former team by doing what he did and putting our team in jeopardy by not being available. And now you're going to reward him with money. See, you did it to yourself. It's all about choices. We keep rewarding cats that are continuing to shit on others that pay them. Like,
but hold on real quick, though. Like, D-Hop had one issue. And, like, he got suspended for it for a few games.
One issue that got suspended. One issue.
Well, he's been in the league for 8 years, and that was the only thing that's ever happened that's really been a big news issue. Is all I'm saying.
That's the thing that they suspended him for. That's not his only issue. I just want to be clear. Make sure we're clear here. That's what they suspended him for in the league. That's like saying Tyreek Hill has only had one legal issue, but he's really just been great guy. No, he's a shitbird that's only got cracked one time. You know how many of those there are, Big Smitty? How many of those did you play with?
I hear you. But as a coach, you're used to that, though. So at the end of the day, a lot of your star players are people who got a little bit of knucklehead in them. That's just something that comes with the territory. That doesn't mean I'm not going to pay them. Like, they got to get paid. It is what it is. But anyway.
I like that he's going to Vrabel.
Yeah.
Let's be devil advocate. I do like that aspect. So he's going to go play for an asshole, gutty guy that players like, that'll get in your ass, tell you the truth, all those things. I do like that. But he don't have the tool. He can't play for you. He can't throw you the ball. And if Derrick Henry goes down, I'm sorry, man. D-Hop's not the guy. by himself anymore to take on and beat the top off a too high safety look and get the ball thrown in there, threaded in a needle like a Josh Allen or somebody that's got the big time arm that's going to throw a back shoulder versus too high in the hole. He don't have that capability over there. So like, I just think that it's like, I don't know how to say it. It's like a pretty piece of jewelry that's sitting in a HUD housing apartment. It's just going to be looking pretty, but you have no shot at doing nothing. But get your bag, I guess that's where we are now. See, I got a different opinion, though. Like, I look at the older heads, and, like, I feel that they should be chasing a ring and going about that way. The younger heads, I get what you're saying. Go get your money early. The older heads,
get that
what are you
jury.
going to be like, dog? You know what? I gotta humble myself a little bit. I fucked up. I did this thing. I want to prove that who I am. I'll go wherever. I'll go $4 million in New England and win. And then next year, maybe I will show. I'm only 8 years in. It's not like I'm 35.
But JB, real quick, I hear what you're saying. I respect what you're saying. But like, to say go to New England and win, he's not winning in New England either. I don't know. I know you love Belichick, but the Patriots are not winning no Super Bowl no time soon. With Mac Jones, he's not it. He's a solid quarterback. He's not going to bring a Super Bowl to you. Look at the Patriots roster. They got a little better this offseason, but I'm not. Are you looking at the Patriots roster? Take your emotions out of it. Take your love for Belichick out of it. I'm not looking at that Patriots roster saying, "Oh, they'll be in the Super Bowl." You didn't even predict them to be in the Super Bowl this year when we made our predictions earlier. So all I'm saying is, if I'm D-Hop, I'm gonna go to a team that at least has decent talent, but also I can get a decent bag, and I think he tried to find that balance, and that's what he did with Tennessee. The only thing is, it is contradicting to what his original statement was earlier this year. He was on a podcast, I think it was I Am Athlete or whatever, a couple months ago, and they asked him what he wants in the team at this point in his career. And, you know, some of it I think is correlated to the Titans. He said, I want a quarterback who loves the game, a quarterback who brings everybody on board with him and pushes not just himself, but everybody around him, and a great defense. A great defense wins championships. The Titans defense is solid. I think last year they ranked number 2 in overall run defense, but they're like number 25 in pass defense, which this is a passing league. If you can't stop the pass, then you're not going to be winning any championships there as well. So I feel like if he just wanted to win, and that's why he was worried about, he should have did a 1-year deal with maybe the Chiefs and Andy Reid, because Andy Reid will obviously scheme up some stuff that'll get D-Hop in great positions to be successful. You know, the Bills got a lot of issues right now, like in the offseason, but from a talent standpoint, they'll still be at the top of the league, one of the best teams. You know, if you want to win, that's it. Do like a veteran minimum or a little bit more than veteran minimum. Like you said, $3-4 million. Go to one of these top heavy teams and go that way. Otherwise, there's no guarantee that you're going to win anywhere. So I think for his mindset, he's like, listen, I might as well go to a team where it's a good coach, it's stable franchise, solid, players, a team that just won the AFC South like 2 years ago. And a team where I can get some money. So I don't think it was a bad move by him, but it definitely, when you choose the Titans, you're not choosing Super Bowl either. So it's kind of like one of those things where like, what do you really want? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's my answer. And I guess we'll see. Maybe the Titans will improve dramatically next season, but to go from 7-10 to what, 12-5, I don't see that. Their only benefit, JB, is that they are in the AFC South. And the AFC South is trash. So
hey, you said a lot right there, just like I said to start the show. You're saying, like, go to New England, don't go, get the money, don't get the money. You contradicting yourself.
It depends what you want.
You're saying what he said. Like, that's who this guy is. Like, he's a joker. Like, that's my point about it. He's going to take the money at the end of the day and slap everybody else in the face. So he went on their show and said, I want to chase the ring. No, you don't. And I agree with you 100%. New England's not I'm going to go there because I know we're going to win the Super Bowl. I get that all day. But one of them guys has a lot of Super Bowls and one of them don't. And I'm probably going to go to the guy that has a lot because I just got to have a fighting shot in this thing. Because either way, you're in the AFC, Big Smitty. Either way, let's say if you think I want to go the road less traveled AFC South, because it's a lesser division than the AFC East is right now. Right. Cool. But you still got to get through the AFC to go to a Super Bowl, and Tennessee's not doing that. And New England, at least, has a coach that's done it before. And you have two head. I think this is what I'm hearing, that it was a foregone conclusion he was headed to New England until Bill O'Brien got the job as the offensive coordinator.
His former head coach with the Texans, right?
He played for Bill O'Brien. I know they had a little beef, and he left Texans. Bill O'Brien traded him off to Arizona. So I think, bottom line, that ego got involved.
Okay.
I mean, let's just be real. These cats ain't tough skin like that no more to go up and say, bygones be bygones, coach. I'm good. Hey, man, let's move on. Let's go do it. Because there's no way. I just don't think I don't think so. I don't think it happens. But we'll see how it goes, man. I just think New England will be better. I think New England would be better. I think Tennessee is going to be worse. And I would have went to New England if I'm an aging former superstar in this league. I'm going to New England to at least try the winning formula out.